Hi guys, welcome to another Kamikaze creation video. The mission today is to get that engine into the cross member. So I've got a little bit of work to do. I've got to put my hubs back on the front end, and then I'll drop it out of the car. I want to put the wheels back on it to just get it up to a decent work height. Got to drop this engine off the engine stand, and I'll fit up all the clutch and everything probably while I'm doing that, and then mount them both together and get them ready to slip back up into the car. It's going to be a good process. If you like what I'm doing, what I'm sharing, please hit that like button. Would really appreciate it. Really helps me out, and it's a great way to give back. And I'm looking forward to putting this together and showing you what I'm doing. It's going to be really exciting to have this thing running again. Hopefully I don't have any issues with the motor, but you know, c'est la vie. If I do, I do. It's a fun process. I've been watching a few other YouTubers getting ideas, especially on bodywork, because I've got a project in mind that I'll share with you in the future. And I want to learn to do a bit of bodywork. Haven't done much of that myself. And one of the things he says is it's all about the build. And really, it is for me too. I've built cars in the past, and as soon as I finish them, I lose interest. It isn't about the driving, it's about the build. I love the build. I have a mechanical background, and I love doing this stuff in the shed. Gets me motivated. Anyway, guys, keep watching. Let's go for it, and hit that like. I've been finalising a few things before I slip this motor back in to the K-frame, and it's now sitting out on the floor. I'm going to build a little bit of a jig for that, so it's self-supporting, a little bit of a trolley underneath it for when I put the engine and gearbox on. I can roll it around and put it back in. But I've been working on finalising the motor, and as you can see, I've put the head back on, and I've had a chance to paint it, which is good. Always wanted to have it the old Chevy red, and it's looking really nice. Got to get a set of plugs for it. But I've used ARP head studs all the way around, and it's sitting down on there, but I haven't tensioned it yet. And these manifold bolts, I was trying to get ARP manifold bolts, and I couldn't get them. They might be back on now. I haven't looked for a while, but ages ago I found these. These are titanium manifold studs, and they're ARP nuts that are on them. But I bought these for my 202 build, and didn't have any manifold studs for this motor. So I decided to use them on this one, and I've just bought another set. Now they come off a website called racebolts.com.au. So they're a great alternative, and I did a couple of posts, one on the Holden 6-banger site and one on the supercharger site, on the 202 supercharger site. So anyway, that's where I'm at. I've got the K-frame sitting down here ready to accept the motor, and I'm not far off lifting the motor off the engine stand and slipping it into the K-frame, and then I'll start working on the clutch and sliding the gearbox on and making it all one. The engine's back in the K-frame, mounted up on the old tough mounts, and I'm pretty sure I've got those mounts on the right sides. I'd expect these guys to have their logo on the outside, but noticing that this mount is much longer than this mount, which is pushing the motor to the driver's side, I've got enough clearance down here on the steering knuckle. And I'm assuming that difference is for the exhaust to come down on this side, which is the most bulky part. So all looking good so far. So pretty happy with that. I've just got her sitting up on jacks at the moment because she's pretty much balancing on that K-frame. And I've just built a bit of a mount up here to sit it on, mainly to sit the gearbox on. Once I do that, I'll get the weight at the back, and I've got a little just caster wheel down under there, and just clamp to the K-frame. So I'm just about ready to go. I've got the flywheel and clutch and pressure plate out and ready to go on. So that's the next step. Mount all those on, and then I can slide that new gearbox on that I picked up a couple of months ago, the 4-speed gearbox, the M20. I got that off Wayne, so pretty happy with that. And it's, as you'll know if you've been watching my videos, it came with the same clutch mechanism that I had in that one over there, which is my Celica box. So I do have to change the yoke on the drive shaft, but that's no biggie. So that's the mission at the moment. Get all the clutch gear on, and then pick that gearbox up and slide it in and have a look at it as a full assembly. So the flywheel's on and torqued up. One thing when you're doing this, I don't know if other people have noticed this, really it only goes one way. The holes don't line up perfectly. I had to keep rotating it to find the right set of holes, and I remember that from last time I did it. So just get it onto the spigot and rotate it around until you find the right holes that line up. So every bolt will go in, and then tension it down. And also remember to put this on first. It sits on those couple of dowels and sits in behind the flywheel. So if you don't put that on first, you'll be taking the flywheel back off. It's too hard to get on. I've got all the flywheel and pressure plate and clutch on, only to realise that this is the clutch that I was running with the Celica box, and that is a much finer spline than what's on the M20 box. And yeah, I went over and checked the Celica box, and most definitely different spline. I have checked the input shaft spigot, and that's fine to go up inside there, but the gearbox will not go on with that clutch, obviously. So should be back online tonight looking up a new clutch. Probably don't have to put the pressure plate, but I will. New clutch and pressure plate, and then I can get it all happening. So guys, that's it for today, and I'm away for the weekend, and I'll have to wait for another clutch to come in the mail, or I might be able to go down and buy one locally. But anyway, she looks good sitting in the K-frame. The K-frame's nice and new, and the motor and everything's all new. I'm still waiting on those lifters to come from Clive Cams, so I can finalise doing the roller rockers and the lifters, get that all set up, and get the new clutch, get that gearbox on, and she's a goer. So in the next video, hopefully that's what I'll be working on, and we'll move forward with this little build. So thanks heaps for watching, guys. Make sure you hit that like button, really appreciate it, and we'll pump out a new video probably next week. Anyway guys, take care, bye for now.